ओम ओम सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम श्रुति स्मृति पुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शंकरं लोकशंकरं शंकरं शंकराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम् सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। ॐ अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुदेवो महेश्वरः गुरुरेव परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव त्वमेव सर्वं मम देवदेव त्वमेव सर्वं गुरुदेवदेव। श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। हरि ओम एवरीवन। Welcome to our satsang. I will sing one bhajan of Bhagavan Shankara, then we will go to our class. Very good bhajan. Shankara Chandrasekhara Gangadhara Sumanohara पाहि मां परमेश्वर मृत्युंजय विश्वेश्वर। शंकर चंद्रशेखर गंगाधर सुमनोहर पाहि मां परमेश्वर मृत्युंजय विश्वेश्वर। नीलकंठ फालनेत्र भस्मभूषित सुंदर नीलकंठ फालनेत्र भस्मभूषित सुंदर पाहि मां करुणाकर गिरिजेश ओंकारेश्वर। शंकर चंद्रशेखर गंगाधरा सुमनोहरा पाहि मां परमेश्वर मृत्युंजय विश्वेश्वर तांडव प्रिय जय नटेश विश्वनाथ महेश्वर तांडव प्रिय जय नटेश विश्वनाथ महेश्वर पाहि मां अभयंकर व्याघ्रचरमांबरधर शंकर चंद्रशेखर गंगाधरा सुमनोहर पाहि मां परमेश्वर मृत्युंजय विश्वेश्वर मृत्युंजय विश्वेश्वर। ओम हर हर नमः पार्वती पते हर हर महादेव। ओम नमः शिवाय। ओम नमः शिवाय। Let us see our Atma Bodha. We have covered 3 verses, 1, 2, 3. We will chant together, then we will go. तपोभिक्षीण पापानां शान्तानां वीतरागिनां मुमुक्षूणामपेक्षोऽयम् आत्मबोधो विधीयते बोधोऽन्यसाधनेभ्यो हि साक्षान्मोक्षैकसाधनम् पाकस्य वह्निवज्ञानम् विना मोक्षो न सिद्ध्यति अविरोधितया कर्म नाविद्यां विनिवर्तयेत् विद्या विद्यां निहन्त्येव तेजस्तिमिरसंघवत् तेजस्तिमिरसंघवत्। 3 points we have seen in Atma Bodha. What Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji wants to tell. In every verse of Atma Bodha, new point he will present. And he will give one example also. In our last class we have seen. With that example, we can clearly understand that thought, that particular vritti. In the first verse, Bhagavan he said, actually they say Bhagavan he said what is there in this text called Atma Bodha, because it is an introduction verse. For every introduction, especially in our Vedanta Vidya, if you want to say something, for example, one speaker came, he said, I am going to tell about Atma Bodha, one text. Immediately, he should tell this Atma Bodha should contains 4 points. Otherwise, it cannot be called as a teaching. In tradition, they say. What are the 4 points, Swamiji? I told in Tattva Bodha, the 4 points are, one is, what is the subject of this text? It should be clear. Whether it is mathematics or physics or chemistry, after listening everything, we should not confuse what is the subject of this text. That is one. That is called Vishaya in traditional language. For this Atma Bodha, Bhagavan already told, Atma Bodha itself is the subject. Atma Bodha means knowledge of self or self-knowledge is the Vishayam, is the subject of this text, Atma Bodha. Okay. The second one is, what is the phalam from this text, what is the result? If I study Atma Bodha, what I am going to get? Do you give any certificate, Swamiji? No. The result, the phalam is mokshaha. He said in the first verse. The result is complete liberation. Moksham is the phalam. 2 points are ho gaya. First one is Vishayam. Second point is phalam, the result of this study. Third one is, who is the eligible candidate? Adhikari, qualified student. So he told tapobihi kshina papanam shantanam vitaraginam mumukshunam. In one word we can say that is called sadhana chatushtaya sampanna adhikari. Fourfold qualified student, Viveka, Vairagya, Shamadhi, Shataka, Sampatti and Mumukshatvam. He is the adhikari. 3. And the final is, what is the relation between this knowledge and the result? What is the relation? That is called Sambandha. Bhagavan, he already told, the relation is, this knowledge is the direct means for liberation. Sakshan mokshaika sadhanam. In our last class we have seen. What is the speciality of your knowledge, Swamiji? This is the direct means for liberation, not anything else. These 4 are he indicated in the verse 1. What is the subject, Vishayam? What is the phalam, result of this knowledge? Who is the adhikari, eligible student? And what is the relation between this knowledge and this result, Swamiji? Amogham. Beautifully, Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji, he enumerated. And next point, in second verse, Bhagavan, he told, we say self-knowledge is the direct means for the liberation. Some student may ask, why, Swamiji? How can it be? Then Bhagavan told, our whole bondage is because of ignorance. This bondage is not any physical thing. Nobody, what we call, nobody caught us, nothing is a bondage. Bondage is nothing but ignorance. Now you tell, what will be the remedy for ignorance? Jnana. That's why he clearly told, Jnanam vina moksham na siddhyati. Without knowledge, you cannot be liberated. How? He said, he gave that example for this is Pakasya vanhivat. If you want to cook anything, for cooking, the primary need is vanhi. Vanhi means fire. In the same way, if you want the liberation, the primary need is knowledge. Pakasya vanhivat. Jnanam vina moksham na siddhyati. If you don't have the knowledge of self, you cannot be liberated. In the first verse, he gave this example. And another type of student came from the class. Guruji, Guruji, I am doing so much of activity, karma, karma, karma. Great, great actions I am doing. Are they not enough? Are they not sufficient? Why should I go for knowledge? Then Bhagavan gave very clearly, because he said, karma is not opposite to ignorance. Therefore, whatever karma you may do, that result of karma cannot remove your ignorance. So, knowledge is opposite to ignorance. These two are in opposite poles. If knowledge is there, ignorance definitely it will dispel. Like Tejaha Timira Sanghavat. like sun and darkness. Sun only can remove the darkness, not by any activity we cannot remove this darkness. This is another point in our study, because many people, they say, to get liberation, to get the complete fulfillment, I have to do so much of activity. Even some students also, they say, Swamiji, after study, I will go to Himalayas, then I will take sannyas, I will beg the alms from the people, simple life I live. One day I will realize the God. Not so. The realization of God instantaneous. Whenever you understood the thought of Brahman, then and there only you realize there is no activity needed. No activity means any kind of activity, whether it is a social service or bhakti upasana ityadi or yoga or sannyasa ityadi. No activity is direct means for knowledge. They are called preparatory means, sahakari. They are helpful in our purification. To get the purity of the mind, definitely we need them. But they cannot remove ignorance. Knowledge only can remove ignorance. Because knowledge and ignorance, they are opposite. If it comes, it will go away. Tejaha timira sanghavat. How light can dispel that darkness. Today, one student came. Generally, what we feel is in the path, as though ignorance is very solid and powerful. How can you say, my dear student, ignorance is so powerful? Guruji, ignorance can make that infinite object as though it is a finite. In this world, I myself feel like I am a creature, a little man in a dot or corner in the world, fit for nothing. But you are saying this is nothing but that infinite, endless Janma Marana Rahitya Khanda Brahma Vastu. So who is covering, Swamiji? This ignorance only covering. So I feel this ignorance is very powerful. I have to do so much thing. I am frightened, Swamiji, because of this feeling of ignorance, because of the feel of ignorance. In the next fourth verse, Bhagavan is saying, my dear student, this ignorance is not at all a powerful thing. Moreover, he will say, what is the nature of the ignorance? That will be in our fourth verse. Please repeat after me. Then we can chant together. Parichinna iva jnanat tannashe sati kevalaha swayam prakashate hyatma Megha Payomshumaniva Parichinna iva jnanat tannashe sati kevalaha swayam prakashate hyatma Megha Payomshumaniva. In this verse, that nature of ignorance will be given. See the verse. Parichinna iva. What we are feeling now is parichinna. Parichinna means I am a limited being. That feel is called Parichinnata. This is the common nature of all jivas, sir. Brahma also feels I am an individual limited being. I may have lot wealth. I may have lot of property. But who are you if you ask? I am a limited individual being. This is the common feeling for everyone. Parichinnata. Parichinnata means limitedness, individualness. Parichinna. Bhagavan is saying this parichinnata, what we are feeling now, it is parichinna iva. Iva means as though we feel ourselves as a limited being. You cannot solidify this. I am a limited being forever, you cannot say. If something comes, this parichinnata will go away. This feel of parichinnata, limitedness, it is not a solid feeling. If something comes, it will run away. That's why Bhagavan is using parichinna iva. We all feel as though we are a limited individual being. This is aina parichinna iva, parichinnata. This is because of what, Swamiji? Ajnanat. This limitedness or individuality, this feeling is because of ignorance. Parichinna iva ajnanat. Ajnanat, because of ignorance, this way we are feeling. Tannashe sati. Tannase sati means if you can remove this ajnanam, tannashaha sati. Tannasaha sati means if you can remove this ignorance, tannashaha, if you can remove this ignorance, then Swamiji, what is going to happen me? Then Kevalaha Swayam Prakashate Atma. Then this Atma means what you are feeling, I. Till now you used to feel I am a limited being, I am an individual. The same Atma, the same individual, he feels as Kevalaha. Kevalaha means one and only pure subject. Swayam Prakashaha. Swayam Prakashaha means there is no need of anything else to know myself. When the ignorance is removed, then the Atma shines by itself. Swayam Prakashate Atma. In what form, Swamiji? In Kevala Swarupam. This Kevala Swarupam they call as Kaivalyam, Mukti, Moksham. When the ignorance is removed, I myself is the Satchidananda Atma. Kevala Atma. You know how it happens, this going of ignorance and shining of the knowledge. Bhagavan giving one example, Meghapaye Amshuman Iva. Amshuman means sun god. Amshuhu ante, Amshuhu means race. Amsuman means race wala. Who is having that race, he is called Amshuman. Meghapaye, when the meghas are dispelled, when the meghas are cleared, how sun shines, Meghapaye Amshuman Iva. In the same way, when the ignorance is removed, when the ignorance is dispelled, the Atma Sun, the sun-like Atma, he shines forth. Swayam Prakashate Atma in the form of Kevalaha, Kaivalya Swarupam. He and he alone. Nothing other than him. This is the nature of ignorance and knowledge. Generally, we may feel, so ignorance is not a solid thing which is obstructing the sun. You cannot say, Swamiji, this cloud is obstructing the sun. Nobody can obstruct the sun. It shines always. And great Mahatmas, they very much fond of this example, sun and cloud. If you go to any Vedantic class, definitely this example will come. They say our ignorance is like clouds. The Atma Swarupa, Atma Jnanam is like sun. Actually, to see the ignorance also, you need the light of the sun. Aina? If you could see the clouds because of the grace of the sunlight only. If there is no sunlight, you cannot label even these clouds also. And some other Mahatma, he said, this formation of cloud also because of the grace and blessings of the sun only. So that way, this megha, this ignorance, it cannot cover the sun. Where is the sun? Where is the cloud? What is the magnitude of the sun? What is the magnitude of the cloud? What is the nature of the sun? What is the nature of the cloud? But as long as you see through this cloud formation, definitely there will be a darkness. When the cloud is removed, then you can realize, array, sun is always shining. It cannot cover that sunlight. It doesn't have that kind of specific opposite nature. It is not knowing of Atma only, the play of this ignorance. Now, Swamiji, you said, because of ignorance, ajnanat, the feeling of individuality or parichinnata has come. It is a solid common experience to everyone. If you ask anyone, who are you? Definitely I feel I am a limited being because I cannot be in your chair. I cannot be in some other country. I cannot be in some other's mind. So I feel I am a limited individual being. It is a common feeling. This is because of ignorance, you said. How, Swamiji? What is the relation between that ignorance and this feeling? There is an answer. They say, our ignorance is a twofold entity. Point A and point B. These two are together, we can call as ignorance. Point A and point B. The first point is, in ignorance, we don't know our true nature. This is one part. Our real identity is completely absent. Our real identity means pure existence, pure consciousness, and infinite bliss. I am not experiencing my real identity. This is one part in ignorance. And the second part is, I don't know myself, but I am identifying what I am not. This is also ignorance only. Because I don't know myself as Sat Chit Ananda Swarupa, I start feeling like I am the intellect. I am the mind, I am the body. In Gurudev language, we feel ourselves like BMI. You must have seen BMI chart. He used to say, this BMI, body, mind, intellect, identified individuality is called Jiva. And he starts enjoying this world. With body, he perceives the world. With mind, he feels the world. With intellect, he starts thinking of the world. This thinker, feeler, perceiver together is called this individual personality. This feeling, thinking, perceiving, making us as the limited being. Because you identified with limited things, so that you are feeling yourself as a limited. Check yourself. In 24 hours, sometime we may be with body identification, another time we may be with mind identification, little time we may identify with intellect identity. These three are limited equipments on. They by themselves, they are not infinite. You cannot say my body is infinite, Swamiji, my mind is infinite, Swamiji, my intellect infinite. But you identified with them. The nature of identification, if you check, all the time you say I plus something. That something definitely whether body or mind or intellect. I am 5.5 feet. You identified with your body. I am very cool, Swamiji. You identified with the mind texture. I am very brilliant student, Swamiji. You identified with the product of the intellect. But stay as I am only, without all these things. Then you cannot say there is no limitedness experience in you, it will not come. So that's why they say this parichinnata, this limitedness, this individuality, this is because of ajnana. This ajnana is twofold. It doesn't know its own nature. Moreover, it identified with the wrong faculties called body, mind, and intellect. That's why we are feeling this parichinnata, individuality. So when the ignorance is removed, ajnana nashat sati. If it is ignorance removed means we came to know our own nature and we dropped our wrong identifications with body, mind, and intellect. They are playing in me, but definitely I am separate with them. Ajnana nashat sati. If you remove that ignorance, then what will happen, Swamiji? You will be that self-shining Atma. And you know, even now we are this I, whatever we are using, that is always pure, uncontaminated Jnana Swarupam only. But the speed of body, senses, mind, pranas, intellect, they're so furious, so fast. We could not separate these two. The unmoving, unchanging substratum Atma and the moving, turbulent and violent mind and intellect. Because you could not separate, then you feel as though you are also that feeling, emotion, thoughts, and so and so and so and so. And we feel, I am that, I am that, I am that. But we always Swayam Prakasha Atma, self-shining. Nitya Shuddha Buddha Mukta Swarup. How its nature, Swamiji, Bhagavan is saying, Kevalaha. Kevala means that and that alone. One definition is there for Kaivalyatvam, the nature of Atma. Because in Sanskritam, for every word, there is a beautiful definitions are there. This Kaivalyam also, it has its own definition in Sanskritam. That definition is, they say, Sajatiya Vijatiya Swagata Bheda Rahita Vastuhu Kaivalyam. Swamiji, it is too long, Swamiji. Swamiji, please. What again, Swamiji? Sajatiya Vijatiya Swagata Bheda Rahita Vastuhu Kaivalyam. Something can be called as Kaivalya Vastu, Kevala Vastu. It should contain few qualities. What are the qualities, Swamiji? Kevala Vastu means that and that alone. Aina? If straight answer you want, Kevala Vastu means that and that alone. That and that alone means what, Swamiji? He says, in that object, it should not have any kind of Vijatiya differences. Vijatiya differences means, for example, we all have three kinds of differences. Generally, we have three kinds of differences. One type of differences they call as Vijatiya differences. Matlab difference between different kinds of species. Vijati means their jati itself different. For example, we are all human beings. They are all cows. They are all devatas. Aina? Differences regarding different species. Vijatiya Bedha. This Atma Vastu, it doesn't have that kind of Bedam. In Atma state, you cannot say, I am a human being Atma, that is a Devendra Atma, this is cow Atma. Vijatiya difference is not there. And then Sajatiya difference also not there. Sajatiya means, so forget about Swamiji, different species we can forget about. But in our species, like we are all human beings. We are all human beings, we say, but in human beings also we have so many kind of differences. Swamiji, they are blacks. You are grays. They are whites. She is a woman. He is a man. He is an old man. He is a young boy. These are all called Sajatiya differences. Differences in the same species. In Atma, that also not there. Sajatiya difference also not there. And one more difference they say scientifical. Vijatiya, Sajatiya. Another is called Swagata Bhedas. Swagata Bhedas in my personality. In my personality also, so many kinds of differences. Body is a particular kind. Mind is a separate kind. In body also, head is different, hands are different, so legs are different. In mind also, every feeling is the same. Mind is the platform for the anger. The same mind is sometimes it is like Gautama Buddha. Same mind. Intellect also, Swamiji, sometimes I am very brilliant, Swamiji, sometimes I am very dull, Swamiji. I feel like sleep some areas, I feel like very energetic in some areas. These are all the differences in my personality. They are called as Swagata Beda. Differences in our own personality. If any object which is free from all these kinds of differences, that is called Kaivalyam. That is called Kevala Vastu. Atma is that. That's why they say if we start dissecting Bhagwan Shankaracharya ji, this Kevala Vastu itself enough for one class. That is the enquiry into the, see how, then what is the nature of Atma, Swamiji? This is one kind of meditation. In Atma, there are no any kind of differences, means it is the same for all species, same for in the same, it is the same for me. or it doesn't have any kind of differences regarding Swagata, Sajati and Vijatiya. Beautifully they defined Sajatiya, Vijatiya, Swagata Beda Rahita Vastu Atma, and how it opens Swayam Prakashate. It shines by itself. So mind is not needed to show it. Intellect is, we don't need intellect, senses. Nothing is needed. By itself it shines as aham, aham, aham. But that aham is pure aham, not I plus something. I and I only. Kevala Atma Swarupaha. So now we are clear why we are feeling this parichinnata. If we remove that ignorance, how it will be our nature? Glory of the glory. Okay. Okay, Swamiji. Next, another student, he got up. Next question also, very serious question, sir. Then tell Swamiji, what is that serious question? Some people, they are very much clear. Swamiji, you said ignorance, right? Not knowing the self and identifying something other than self is called ignorance. Is it right, Swamiji? Yes. What is the nature of the ignorance, Swamiji? Is it a thought or not? Think. This ignorance is a thought or something else? Definitely thought only. Because other than thought, we cannot keep anything in our antakarana. Our antakarana itself is a thought, whatever you say. So ignorance is a thought. Now, to remove that ignorance, Swamiji, you listen carefully, my question. To remove that ignorance, you said we should acquire knowledge. Because of knowledge only, this ignorance can be removed. Haina? This acquisition of knowledge also a thought or not? Tell Swamiji, this acquisition of knowledge is a thought or not? Then Guru said, of course it is a thought. Because what we are all doing now, thinking only. Whether the speaker or listener, expecting, we all thinking. So this knowledge is also in the form of thought only. Right, Guruji? Right. Now my question is, this knowledge thought, it removes this thought of ignorance. Okay. After that, what this thought is doing? Many people, they question this one. This is not a shallow question. This Brahma Vidya is a thought or what? You people glorify the Atma Jnana. If it is a thought, Swamiji, definitely one day it is going to perish. Hai ki nahi? Because nature of thought is like that. We say we agree immediately because Swamiji, long 10 years ago, I am very much flourished with this knowledge. Now everything is gone, Swamiji. This knowledge is the same. If it is a thought, one day it is going to perish. Or what it does? What is the functioning of this jnana vritti? Please tell that. This is the question. This keep aside. Swamiji, you said it is very subtle thought. Why, Swamiji? Because you know, some people, they say, when we meditate, if the meditation is very, very deep, that is called a samadhi. Samadhi means one and only pure Atma is shining. No vritti. Even we lose this identification of Sharira Tadatmya also in Samadhi. We don't know what we are. Matlab we forgot complete our these identification. Deha tadatmya bhavana also will not be there. Then the next question they ask, who is seeing that samadhi? There are two or one. Samadhi is great. This, who is seeing, who is after that seeing? There are two or one. Please tell. That's why they say this Atma Vidya is a vritti. It is a thought. One day it will go away. Again I will come back to ignorance. Now I want clarity. What this thought, what is the nature of this jnana vritti functioning? If you go to deep study like Shankar Bhashya Ityadi, this is very subtle thought. Okay. What Bhagavan is said regarding this jnana vritti, that will be in 5th verse. Okay, please open the 5th verse. Ajnana kalusham jivam jnanabhyasad vinirmalam kritva jnanam swayam nashyet jalam katakarenuvat. Together. Ajnana kalusham jivam jnanabhyasad vinirmalam kritva jnanam swayam nashyet jalam katakarenuvat. Listen, what this jnanam will do. Jnana vritti you can say, jnanam also you can say. Ajnana kalusham jivam. Bhagavan is saying, what is this jiva, Swamiji? Ajnana kalusham. Contaminated with ajnanam is called jiva. Ajnana kalusham jivam. So, to this kind of jiva, jnanam vinirmalam krutva. You asked what this knowledge of thought will do. This jnanam vinirmalam krutva. It will clean him. Vinirmalam means completely it will clean. Krutva. After cleaning that ajnana kalusham, then what will happen to this knowledge, this thought, Swamiji? Swayam nashyet. Swayam nashyet means by itself disappears. This thought will disappear. Thought of knowledge will disappear. But before that, what it will do? Vinirmalam krutva. Ajnana kalusham jivam vinirmalam krutva swayam nashyet. This thought of knowledge also will disappear. How, Swamiji, how it will happen, how it will disappear? Can you give any example? Bhagavan giving one example. Jalam katakarenuvat. This is the example. How katakarenu will work in the jalam? Katakarenu? Jalam, of course, we know. Jalam means water. Katakarenu, Swamiji. Now, I will tell the whole story of Katakarenu. If you can understand that example, then this work will be easy. Understanding of this thought will be easy. Even in our childhood also, because we are from a remote villages, it used to happen. In our childhood or in our olden days, when rainy season starts, you know, all village water tanks will be in red color water because that is the fresh water used to come. All tanks and ponds and everything will be in red color water. So what to do? People used to collect that water. It is a muddy water. People used to collect that water into that bindi. Bindi means in that vessels. There is no option. In those days, there are no filterization of water, and this is all not there now. So they used to collect in that particular vessels. After that, there is a crystal called Kataka Renu. You must have seen that. That is like alm in English they call. Alm, A-L-A-M, I think. Kataka Renu they call. It's like a crystal thing. You know, you rub that crystal, that Kataka Renu, and put it in the water. Mix it in that red water. Miracle of the miracle, all red grains in the water slowly they go down. Along with this Kataka Renu particles also, they all go down and the pure water remains. This is the procedure, this is the process, this is the method when rainy season. It is in everyone's house. Poor and rich, everybody has to do this Kataka Renu technology. We don't know what is there in that Kataka Renu. Particularly, it works for that. Then they collect that pure water in the particular any other thing and they drink and cook and everything. This is the Kataka Renu. Because Shankaracharya ji belongs to the old days, they used to do in their villages. And the example everybody can understand easily. Now it is difficult to tell one. We need one story to tell everything. So this way, Bhagavan is saying, what that Kataka Renu did, this work of knowledge also will be the same. Now, Ajnana Kalusham Jivam. Present what I am feeling. This Jiva means don't see anything else. This Jiva is what I am now. This is Ajnana Kalusham. Ajnana Kalusham means he doesn't know what he is really, and his wrong identification together is called Ajnana Kalusham Jiva. In this present status, if you start putting the thoughts of knowledge, what we are doing every day, these jnana vrittis slowly, they will make that ajnana vritti will disappear. The same time, this jnana vritti also will disappear like Kataka Renu powder. Finally, the original nature of water is always pure only. It is not a muddy red color. At the same time, it is not as a Kataka Renu color also. It is always pure. In the same way, our own nature always pure. When we are slowly putting this jnana vritti, this ajnana kalusha jiva will become vinirmalam. Vinirmalam means he will drop all his wrong identifications and he will realize what he is. That's why the term they use, it is self-realization. Jivana mukti. It will realize what he is. It's completely pure water I am. So this way, this thought of knowledge will work. So this thought of knowledge is helpful to remove that ignorance, not to bring a nature to the water or nature to the Atma. Is it clear, my dear student? So nothing is needed to show the light of Atma. It is self-shining. This jnana vritti is helpful to remove the ignorance. This way, jnanam will work. But Bhagavan Shankaracharya ji used one more word in this verse that is called jnana abhyasat. This Katakarenu work, you know, na? We put this powder of Katakarenu in the water. In the same way, this Jnana Vritti, work of Jnana Vritti, it is called Jnana Abhyasam. It is not called Yoga Abhyasam. It is not called Upasana. It is not called Nisvardha Seva. It is called Jnana Abhyasam. That vritti of knowledge is Jnana. Swamiji, what is then Jnana Abhyasam, Swamiji? These two only. Who am I? Who am I not? Or what I am I? What I am not? That's why in meditation what we do is we sit and we collect the whole personality and we keep it calm and quiet and we advise the same thoughts. You are not the body, drop. You are not the mind, drop. You are not that intellect, drop. You are the sakshi, the witness, the substratum, that satya, jnana, ananta ananda swarupam, you stay there. That is called jnana abhyasam. Slowly all mud will go, the clean water will shine. Jalam kataka renu vatu. This is the teaching of Bhagavan Shankaracharya. In our next satsang, few more points we will discuss. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.